championship matches up for grabs. Aaron Bolo, even though I go back a long way, I thought I would just interject myself and become the third party in this match. I want to know what these two men are up for it. Well, as long as you guys are okay, this was scheduled to be a three-way dance. So if you guys are all right, let's do it.
All right, Mr. Kozina, let me go over the rules of the Pure Championship with you. These two gentlemen know it and they abide by it. We'll make sure this is right down the middle. This is going to be contested under tag team rules, so we will have one man on the outside at all times. This is your warning. If you interfere or if anyone interferes within that 5 seconds, you'll be automatically disqualified by Mr. Watson. Straight up match, you understand? All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is now a three-way for the DOA Pure Championship.
All right, Cameron Starr, this is definitely interesting. We haven't seen Tony Kozina in a ring in the Pacific Northwest in probably 5 or 6 years.
Well, what a surprise this is. Tony Kozina, a blast from the past, interjected himself tonight. Nobody expected him here at DOA Pro Wrestling, but like he said on the microphone, interjecting himself into this pure heavyweight title matchup as he starts the matchup against CJ Edwards.
Let me give you a little background on Tony Kozina because I tend to be a little bit schooled in this. Tony Kozina is now a member of Team Ambition from Ring of Honor, along with Davey Richards and Kyle O'Reilly.
Well, Tony Kozina definitely making him a name for himself around the world. Tags out to Aaron Bolo, and now it'll be Aaron Bolo and CJ Edwards mixing it up in this matchup.
Some of Kozina's accolades that should probably be mentioned, just so we know exactly what kind of a legitimate contender he is. He's training in St. Louis, Missouri at this point. He was a former NWA Junior Heavyweight Champion, a former NWA Junior Canadian World Champion, and a two-time NWA Junior Heavyweight Champion.
Well, Kozina never wanted to rest on his laurels, looking to make a name for himself once again here in the Pacific Northwest as Aaron Bolo applies a side headlock to CJ Edwards.
And where better to make a name for yourself than DOA Pro Wrestling?
Absolutely. CJ Edwards looking for a way out of that side headlock. Tries to shoot Aaron Bolo off, but Aaron Bolo is too strong. G-Shock, why don't you give us a little bit of background on the rules of a pure heavyweight title match?
Pure wrestling is pretty simple. It's exactly as it's stated. Pure wrestling. There's no chicanery, no shenanigans. It's straight up wrestling. In this particular matchup in a three-way, one man's going to be on the outside as if it was a tag match, not a standard three-way elimination or a three-way dance as most people know it by. There's got to be legal tags. They've got the 5-second rule in effect. CJ Edwards in the cross body. I can do it all, Aaron.
CJ Edwards with a big springboard cross body. As Tony Kozina tags in.
You know, on a side note, I think this is the first time I've ever seen CJ Edwards not be the shortest man in a match. He definitely has given up a little bit of size, though.
Definitely giving up a little bit of size to Kozina, who also applies the side headlock. Tries to shoot him off, has more success than he did with Bolo. Big shoulder tackle by Kozina. Kozina hit the ropes. CJ Edwards up and over, drops down, and Kozina with the double foot stomp to the back of CJ Edwards. Smart thinking on the part of Kozina.
He is a crafty veteran, that's for sure. I'm sure Kozina has definitely got a lot more moves in his repertoire training with Davey Richards, the current ROH heavyweight champion, and Kyle O'Reilly.
Nice arm drag by CJ Edwards. And makes it two and holds on to it. Kozina definitely a mainstay in the Pacific Northwest for many years when he debuted back in '97 at the Bagley Center against Chad Manning. And 14, almost 15 years later, here in DOA Pro Wrestling, looking to regain a championship for the DOA Pure Heavyweight title. And CJ Edwards almost didn't get that arm drag.
I don't know if Tony Kozina has ever encountered somebody with quite the speed of CJ Edwards.
CJ Edwards is so quick. You know, we've been out here talking about the accolades of Tony Kozina. CJ Edwards and Aaron Bolo bring a lot on their resume to the table also.
Aaron Bolo is the only DOA Triple Crown winner, by the way.
And that in itself speaks volumes. Kozina, well, thought it was going to be a clean break, and it was not.
It was clean-ish. You know, it's within the rules.
CJ Edwards with an arm drag out of the hip toss.
You know, I'm sorry. I just want to interject this. I talked to CJ earlier, and he told me, I said, CJ, how fast are you? And he said, look, I'm fast enough that Google Maps can't even find me.
That's not much of an exaggeration, as Tony Kozina with a sit-out facebuster onto CJ Edwards, slowing down the pace of this match, which when you're in there against CJ Edwards is something that's a smart move and highly recommended. Aaron Bolo comes in with a 2 count.
Yeah, that's not something I would trade. Aaron Bolo's got the best kicks in the business, and CJ Edwards has good kicks, but they're not that good. Aaron Bolo's got tree trunk legs.
Absolutely, gets a 2 count on CJ Edwards. And G-Shock, just to clarify, is this an elimination-style matchup, or is it the first contender to get a pin?
This is a one fall to a finish. Man that gets the pin gets the belt.
Simple enough, makes this contest very interesting. And CJ Edwards trying to kick his way out of this test of strength. Up to the second rope and then up to the top. Look out, springboard into a hurricane head scissor right there onto Aaron Bolo.
Never seen that before? Because I sure haven't.
Never seen that before, and I don't know if Aaron Bolo had either.
Oh!
And CJ Edwards coming at it from all angles. Now that's surprising. I'm surprised CJ Edwards didn't go for a pin.
I agree. That shows that C.J. Edwards needs to think about things just a little bit. It looks like he may have a little bit of a knee issue over there, though. He does have some I'm trying to think of the word, some history with knee problems.
Some lingering ailments, as Kozina giving a big headbutt to Aaron Bolo in the corner. Mark Watson administering the reprimand, as he does so well. Snapmare to Aaron Bolo. Drop kick to the back of the head. Kozina down for a 2 count. Going to take more than a drop kick to put away a triple crown champion.
Both fumbling all over.
Match is so exciting I can't even talk. Kozina dragging CJ Edwards into the ring.
That's one thing Kozina has always had, and that's intensity when it comes to wrestling. Oh!
Kozina with a double underhook.
Yeah, a good double underhook butterfly bomb right there.
CJ Edwards showing some amazing resiliency. Try to say that 3 times fast. Exchanging shots with Tony Kozina.
Tony Kozina taking a page out of New Japan's book and just trying to beat a win out of CJ Edwards.
Kozina just showing exactly how experienced he is, always going for the pin after every single move, and eventually, in theory, he'll get it, is what he's hoping, and walk away tonight with the DOA Pure Heavyweight title. Those shots having little or no effect on Kozina, who responds with a big clothesline.
Kozina does definitely have the advantage when it comes to balance. I don't know, when it comes to CJ, though, but over Bolo, because Kozina has such a lower center of gravity, that clothesline had more effect than you normally would from that short of a distance.
Absolutely. Edwards able to reverse it and respond with a big drop kick of his own. Makes it 2. And sweeps the legs from Kozina with an insecurity to the back of the head.
CJ giving him a little bit of the chocolate mix.
CJ Edwards tagging out again. I'm not understanding why he's not going for the pin.
I think he wants Aaron Bolo to soften up Tony Kozina.
And Aaron Bolo has Tony Kozina rocking and reeling right now on the ropes. Kozina able to kick his way out of the corner. Irish whip and a reversal by Bolo. Big back body drop.
Back body drop.
Bolo saying it's all over. Referee out of position. 2.5 for Aaron Bolo.
Have you ever seen a crowd like this, Cameron Starr?
Haven't seen a crowd like this here in the Cleaver Armory for a very long time.
I think people realize what DOA Pro Wrestling is, and they all want to come and see it.
Absolutely, and with matchups like this, and we're only in the third match of the night, and every match here could have been a main event tonight.
Absolutely, on any other card in the Pacific Northwest, if not the U.S., maybe even the world. Oh!
Smart thinking by Tony Kozina, able to drop down and trip Aaron Bolo into the turnbuckle.
That is some crafty veteran maneuvering right there.
It's a crafty individual indeed. And Aaron Bolo trying to gather his wits about him.
You know, we've yet to see the tornado in Tornado Tony Kozina. Oh, wow.
Well, that was quite a tornado in itself.
I think Bolo's thinking there's no place like home right now.
And in my opinion, if Kozina would have went for the pin right there, he'd be the DOA Pure Heavyweight Champion right now. Not going for the pin, though, which is interesting.
He definitely is stalking Aaron Bolo.
Making him think about it.
Oh, with a big bulldog.
Springboard bulldog by Kozina.
And per the rules, CJ Edwards can't break up a pin.
And that pin attempt made CJ Edwards very nervous because he knows he would have been disqualified if he would have broke up the pin. And he was hoping and praying that Aaron Bolo kicked out of that, which he did.
CJ made the tag.
Bolo misses the clothesline. Head scissor by Edwards.
Oh,
and
looks like a blind tag by Kozina.
Kozina showing his smarts again, tags himself in. Well, Kozina throwing the pure wrestling preferences out the window and laying the closed fist into Aaron Bolo.
Well, I was there to give him his only warning, and referee Mark Watson is the one that's going to have to administer it.
And clearly choosing not to do so. Big chop by Tony Kozina onto that chest of Aaron Bolo.
Kozina is showing a little veteran wherewithal. And
Edwards tags himself in. Double knockout. Very smart by CJ Edwards. Seeing that opportunity here.
Trying to shoot the half and get the pin.
And out of nowhere, CJ Edwards gets the pin on Aaron Bolo. CJ Edwards taking full advantage of this golden opportunity. And the underdog has came out and is leaving DOA Pro Wrestling tonight as the pure heavyweight champion. And you can bet your bottom dollar CJ Edwards is going to try everything in his power to hold on to that. The other wrestlers coming out from the back to congratulate him as this crowd is going crazy for CJ Edwards. CJ Edwards shaking the hand of Aaron Bolo. Good show of sportsmanship. Tony Kozina congratulating CJ Edwards. Like I said, great show of sportsmanship for the Pure Wrestling Championship.
Let me tell you something. You got the better of me tonight? Yes, you did. Knowing what to do and when to do it. I tip my hat to you for smart thinking. Something unusual with a young professional wrestler these days. I tip my hat to you. But I'm coming back, and I want you one-on-one for the Pure Wrestling Championship. Right here at DOA, I ruled the Northwest for years, and I'm coming back to reclaim my spot. If I have to go through you, man, I got no problem. Tonight, your night. Right there.
And Tony Kozina issuing a future challenge to the Pure Wrestling champion, CJ Edwards. Fans, don't go away. We're going to be back with more DOA Pro Wrestling right after this.